Good afternoon. This is Akashvani, and I'm Anuja Kumar with the midday news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi Chairs 23rd SCO Summit calls for decisive action against terrorism as it remains a major threat to regional and global peace. Prime Minister inaugurates Sai Hira Global Convention Centre in Puttaparthi, Andhra Pradesh. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal invites startups from the developed world, says India provides right ecosystem for them. UK calls for expansion of UN Security Council's permanent seats to include India, Brazil, Germany and Japan, as well as African representation. Indian shuttlers to start their campaign at Canada Open tournament in Calgary today, and in football, India and Kuwait to clash for Bangabandhu SAFF Championship title in Bengaluru this evening. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has described terrorism as a threat to regional and global peace and called upon Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO countries to fight this menace together. Addressing the SCO virtual summit today, Mr. Modi said some countries are using cross-border terrorism as an instrument of their policies, and the SCO countries should not hesitate to criticize such nations.
आतंकवाद क्षेत्रीय एवं वैश्विक शांति के लिए प्रमुख खतरा बना हुआ है। हम चुनौती से निपटने के लिए निर्णायक कार्रवाई आवश्यक है। आतंकवाद चाहे किसी भी रूप में हो, किसी भी अभिव्यक्ति में हो, हमें इसके विरुद्ध मिलकर लड़ाई करनी होगी। कुछ देश क्रॉस बॉर्डर टेररिज्म को अपनी नीतियों के इंस्ट्रूमेंट के रूप में इस्तेमाल करते हैं, आतंकवादियों को पनाह देते हैं। एससीओ को ऐसे देशों की आलोचना में कोई संकोच नहीं करना चाहिए।
The Prime Minister said India's concerns and expectations regarding Afghanistan are similar to those of the most SCO countries. Mr. Modi added that it is necessary that the land of Afghanistan is not used to spread instability in the neighboring countries or to encourage extremist ideologies. Mr. Modi said the food, fuel and fertilizer crisis are a big challenge for all countries in the world surrounded by controversies, tensions and epidemics.
वर्तमान समय में वैश्विक स्थिति एक महत्वपूर्ण पड़ाव पर है। विवादों, तनावों और महामारी से घिरे विश्व में फूड, फ्यूल और फर्टिलाइजर क्राइसिस सभी देशों के लिए एक बड़ी चुनौती है। हमें मिलकर यह विचार करना चाहिए कि क्या हम एक संगठन के रूप में हमारे लोगों की अपेक्षाओं और आकांक्षाओं को पूरा करने में समर्थ हैं? क्या हम आधुनिक चुनौतियों का सामना करने में सक्षम हैं?
Mr. Modi said India has made 5 new pillars for cooperation in the SCO, and they are startups and innovation, traditional medicine, youth empowerment, digital inclusion, and shared Buddhist heritage.
भारत का प्रयास रहा है कि एससीओ में सहयोग केवल सरकारों तक सीमित न रहे। लोगों के बीच संपर्क और गहरा करने के लिए भारत की अध्यक्षता में नई पहलें ली गई हैं। पहली बार एससीओ मिलेट फूड फेस्टिवल, फिल्म फेस्टिवल, एससीओ सूरजकुंड क्राफ्ट मेला, थिंक टैंक कॉन्फ्रेंस, इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन शेयर्ड बुद्धिस्ट हेरिटेज का आयोजन किया गया।
The 23rd Summit of the SCO Councils of Heads of State is being chaired by Prime Minister Modi. India assumed the rotating chairmanship of SCO at the Samarkand Summit in September last year. The UK has called for the expansion of the UN Security Council's permanent seats to include India, Brazil, Germany and Japan, as well as African representation. UK's permanent representative to the UN and President of the Security Council for the month of July, Ambassador Barbara Woodward's comments came as she briefed UN correspondents on the program of work of the Security Council for the month. The US has strongly condemned vandalism and attempted arson against the Indian consulate in San Francisco. In a tweet, spokesperson for the US State Department, Matthew Miller, said, attacking a diplomatic facility in the U.S. was a criminal offense. The Indian consulate in San Francisco was attacked by Khalistani extremists on Sunday. The incident occurred just months after a similar attack on the consulate in March, which resulted in severe criticism from both the Indian government and the Indian American community. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met United Nations Deputy Secretary General Amina J. Mohammed in New Delhi today. In a tweet, Dr. Jaishankar said they discussed issues related to G20, status of Sustainable Development Goals, and climate challenges. The Deputy Secretary General Amina J. Mohammed arrived in India on a 3-day visit yesterday. During the visit, she will have meetings with union ministers, including Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change Bhupendra Yadav, Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog Suman Beri, and India's G20 Sherpa Amitabh Kant. The Deputy Secretary General will also be travelling to Bengaluru, where she will be interacting with experts from premier information and technology research institutions. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the next 25 years of India's independence are going to be Kartavya Kal, as the country is giving top priority to its Kartavya, or duties. Mr. Modi said, moving forward towards the goal of 100 years of independence, we have named our Amrit Kal as Kartavya Kal. He said this after inaugurating the Sai Hira Global Convention Centre in Puttaparthi of Andhra Pradesh through video conferencing today.
भारत जैसे देश में धार्मिक और आध्यात्मिक संस्थाएं हमेशा से समाज उत्थान के केंद्र में रही है। आज देश अपनी आजादी के 75 वर्ष पूरे कर चुका है और अगले 25 वर्षों का संकल्प लेकर हमने अमृत काल में प्रवेश किया है। आज जब हम विरासत और विकास को एक गति दे रहे हैं, तो सत्य साई ट्रस्ट जैसी संस्थाओं की इसमें बड़ी भूमिका है।
The Prime Minister said India is getting a premier think tank in the form of Sai Hira Global Convention Centre. He said the centre has a feel of spirituality as well as an aura of modernity.
श्री हीरा ग्लोबल कन्वेंशन सेंटर के रूप में देश को एक प्रमुख विचार केंद्र मिल रहा है। मैंने इस कन्वेंशन सेंटर की तस्वीरें देखी हैं। इस सेंटर में आध्यात्मता की अनुभूति हो और आधुनिकता की आभा भी हो। इसमें सांस्कृतिक दिव्यता भी है और वैचारिक भव्यता भी है। ये सेंटर स्पिरिचुअल कॉन्फ्रेंस और एकेडमिक प्रोग्राम्स के लिए एक केंद्र बनेगा। यहाँ अलग अलग क्षेत्रों से जुड़े पूरी दुनिया के विद्वान और एक्सपर्ट्स इकट्ठा होंगे।
The inauguration ceremony witnessed the presence of prominent dignitaries and devotees from around the world. The Sri Satya Sai Central Trust has constructed Sai Hira Global Convention Centre at Prashanti Nilayam in Puttaparthi. Prashanti Nilayam is the main ashram of Sri Satya Sai Baba. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal today invited startups from the developed world to come to India. He said India provides the right ecosystem for startups. Mr. Goyal was giving the keynote address at Startup 20 Shikhar Summit at Gurugram. The minister pointed out that India has the advantage of a low-cost ecosystem with huge managerial talent, skills, and a young population. He added that India also has the advantage of affordability and is a rules-based economy.
We are already the third largest startup ecosystem in the world, but our aspirations are much deeper and bigger. And I'm sure, given the fact that young Indian boys and girls, of course that's not to preclude people from the middle ages or even older ages becoming successful entrepreneurs. Nearly 100,000 startups registered in India have done over the last 7 years. Or the 100 plus unicorns who have contributed immensely to creating new jobs and helping the country grow with new ideas.
The Startup 20 Shikhar Summit, organized by the Startup 20 Engagement Group under the India G20 presidency, kicked off yesterday. The G20 Research and Innovation Initiative Gathering Summit and Research Ministers Meeting began in Mumbai today. A total of 5 such meetings were hosted by India this year under the theme Research and Innovation for Equitable Society. More from our correspondent.
The RRIG Summit is chaired by the Secretary of Department of Science and Technology, Dr. Sridhari Chandrasekhar. Dr. Chandrasekhar addressed the inaugural session in the morning. In the pre-lunch session, participants deliberated on the RRIG 2023 theme and priority topics. This was followed by discussions and country statements on Research Minister's Declaration. Finalization of draft text of Research Minister's Declaration and bilateral meetings have been scheduled in the afternoon sessions. Prarthana, Akashvani News, Mumbai.
Union Home and Cooperation Minister Amit Shah has said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has not only made the country proud by developing it, but has also done a great job of involving everyone in the development of the country. Mr. Shah virtually laid the foundation stone of the country's first cooperative-run Sainik School near Mehsana in Gujarat today. He said this Sainik School has been started in honor of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's appeal to start 100 new Sainik schools on PPP basis in the country. The BJP today came down heavily on the Aam Aadmi Party after the Supreme Court pulled up Delhi government over funds for the construction of Regional Rapid Transit System RRTS corridors. The Apex Court questioned the claim of the city government that it could not contribute to the RRTS project due to paucity of funds and asked it to submit the details of its expenditure on advertisements. Briefing media in New Delhi, BJP spokesperson Gaurav Bhatia accused Mr. Kejriwal of being corrupt, citing alleged scams including excise policy scam in the national capital under his rule.
ये जो भ्रष्टाचारी हैं ये सोचते हैं कि इनकी जिम्मेदारी, इनका कर्तव्य केवल भ्रष्टाचार करना, जनता को लूटना और खुद अपना बंगला बड़ा करना और गाड़ी बेहतर करना है। नहीं, ये भ्रष्टाचारी अगर भ्रष्टाचार करेंगे तो जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी है वो पुरजोर तरीके से इनको एक्सपोज करेगी, इनका घिनौना चेहरा सामने लाएगी और जनता की आवाज बनके सुनिश्चित करेगी कि ये जेल की सलाखों के पीछे हो।
In Jammu and Kashmir, the fifth batch of more than 6,500 Amarnath pilgrims left the Jammu city in the wee hours today for the twin base camps in Kashmir Valley. With this, a total of 24,162 pilgrims have left the Jammu base camp for the valley since 30th of June. The pilgrim footfall at the Holy Cave Shrine is likely to cross 50,000 mark later in the day. Heavy rains battered many places in Kerala, causing damages to a few houses, uprooting the trees and leaving some low-lying areas flooded. Traffic was disrupted at some places due to the uprooting of trees and efforts are on to clear the roads. No loss of life has been reported so far. The state is on a high alert, with weathermen predicting the possibility of heavy rain in the state in coming days. A red alert has been issued in the districts of Idukki and Kannur, while an orange alert is in place in all the remaining 12 districts. Reports said a tribal hamlet where over 250 families are staying at Kurumbaramuji in Pathanamthitta district has been cut off after trees were uprooted and fell on a causeway connecting the village. Indian shuttlers will start their campaign at the Canada Open World Tour Super 500 tournament in Calgary today. In women's singles, two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu will open her campaign against Canada's world number 61, Talia Ing Tasmin Mir and Gade Rutvika Shivani are India's other entries in the main draw. In the men's singles event, world number 19, Lakshya Sen, will be India's only challenge in the main draw. The Indian men's football team will lock horns with Kuwait in the grand finale of the Bangabandhu SAFF Championship 2023 this evening. The match will be played at Sri Kanti Rava Stadium in Bengaluru at 7:30 p.m. The key domestic share indices today rose more than 0.5% to hit fresh record highs for fourth session in a row in afternoon trade. The BSE Sensex gained 408 points to trade at 65,613. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi Chairs 23rd SCO Summit calls for decisive action against terrorism as it remains a major threat to regional and global peace. Prime Minister inaugurates Sai Hira Global Convention Centre in Puttaparthi, Andhra Pradesh. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal invites startups from the developed world, says India provides right ecosystem for them. UK calls for expansion of UN Security Council's permanent seats to include India, Brazil, Germany and Japan, as well as African representation. And football, India and Kuwait to clash for Bangabandhu SAFF Championship title in Bengaluru this evening. And with that, we end the midday news.